Hi, I'm author activist Marlow Barksdale. Usually, I don't give any public appearances or interviews. However, tonight I'm here to talk about working with Cynical Saints Publishing and Taylor McBride. This was my first experience with Full Circle Publishing, and essentially what that means is I never took a pen to the page. I had ideas, I had a vision for a product that I wanted, and I did not want to do the work, for lack of a better term. I met with Taylor. I talked with him. He took notes. I gave him many ideas and categories, subcategories, etc., etc. And from that point on, Taylor began writing, compiling ideas, communicating with me throughout. And at the end, I had a product and I did not have to do any work for it. I am a published author with no work done. It was a great process. I felt very in control while not actually having to do the work. The idea for going off the grid started a long time ago. I wanted to write a book about living anonymously in the city, and this idea came over time through many different experiences I've had. When I first met with Taylor, I shared many of those experiences with him, and I shared an ultimate vision of what I would like the book to look like. Throughout him publishing the book, it was very easy to communicate with him. I felt that my input was valued. I didn't feel like the book was being filled with garbage and filler. I felt that it was genuine ideas that I had given to him and passed along that he more extensively researched and found an amazing way to mesh these words together on the page. The second book, Personal Defense and the Right to Bear Arms, is also a topic that I've thought of for a long time. It was a topic that required extensive research, things that I had not yet done. I had a general idea of certain categories I wanted for the book and certain sub points. However, it did require a lot of research, and it was not something that I had time to do in my busy life of activism. Therefore, when I met with Taylor, I explained some of this to him in some of these sub points, and he extensively researched them. He found all of the information that I wanted to convey, and he found a way to do it. Also, a good point to talk about is how he familiarizes the client with the ebook process. He explained to me what full circle publishing is, basically from start to finish. And this is something that I did not have knowledge of. I feel like a lot of people don't have knowledge of what it actually takes to take an idea and put it into a book, whether it's a hard copy book or an ebook. This was something that I really enjoyed learning about, and I really think that through his constant communication, that was made possible. I was able to learn extensively about the process, and that also helped shape my ideas on what I wanted to convey. I knew from the beginning that the subject matter we were discussing was very intense subject matter. We're talking about anonymity, we're talking about freedom from government control, we're talking about people having guns in their home. These are very sensitive topics, and especially of late in media, these have been extremely, these have been topics that people have been extremely critical of and have caused much inner turmoil in the United States. I knew that Taylor and I varied immensely in opinions. I felt like he was way over here and I was way over here in our personal opinions towards these topics. And in the past, when I've encountered individuals who vary so much, it's made it hard to work with and communicate with these individuals. I thought for sure that this would be a problem. However, due to Taylor's professionalism, it wasn't. He knew that I completely disagreed with his personal opinions on these topics. However, we were able to move past that. We were able to communicate with professionalism. We were able to take personal opinion out of it and work towards a finished product. He's providing a business service, and he did a very good job at doing that. Usually, I don't even like talking about these topics with people. I'm an activist. I fall in a certain place where I fall, and that's that. People don't like it, that's too bad. However, in this specific situation, I felt very comfortable working with someone who had a different opinion than I. To summarize, and in closing, I would just like to reiterate that Cynical Saints Publishing can do anything that you need done. They cover everything, whether you need logos, t-shirts, bumper stickers, coffee mugs, whatever it is, Taylor can take care of it. And not just take care of it, but communicate with the customer clearly on what he's doing. There's an extensive process to this, to marketing. And just because you have an idea doesn't mean that it's possible to sell and produce income off of that idea. Taylor does the research. He completely goes into discovery mode of your specific niche and then presents you with a very wide scope of a portfolio on what he is able to do. And it's extensive. Anything that you need done when it comes to graphic design, when it comes to publishing, marketing, research, etc., Taylor and Cynical Saints Publishing is able to fulfill.